please keep pushing. Don't stop giving your best. Don't stop being diligent. Don't lose track of your dream. Don't lose track of your goal. Don't lose track of the finish line. Keep your eyes fixated on that.
So we'll be going into the study of cell here, and follow closely. It's going to be a wonderful and interesting one. So can you see this lion now? This lion is a beautiful one actually. So yeah, what are we talking about here? We are talking about the cell. Are you with me? The cell. And what is cell? Of course, we all know this thing from our primary school, our secondary school, where they taught us this thing in SS1. That cell is your what? Basic structural and functional unit of living organisms. So yes, as you can see in that PDF, every living organisms on earth actually possess cell. Cell makes up living organisms, cell makes up living things and carry out activities that keep a living thing alive. Are you with me? So that's that for cell. I don't think you need more explanation on this. So literally every living organisms are made up of what? Of cells. So there's no living organism on earth that is not made up of cell, because cell is even the first thing, the very first thing, and is our basic structure and function. So you get, so that's our unit. That's our unit. Our basic structural and functional unit. Are you with me? So now cell theory. All right, cell theory. So we have a lot of my guys. You get a lot of my guys that brought about they brought about how this, like, they brought about the description of this cell, like how this cell look like. Some discovered for that of, as you can see them, these are my guys here. 1 2 3 4 5. As you can see, follow closely. Let's go one after the other. So cell theory is the collection of what? Ideas and conclusions from many different scientists. And you see many of my guys who, like, they brought ideas. Now the collection of these ideas and conclusions from what they've discussed, me and them, now we discussed about the cell, and one of us actually gave the definition of cell. One of us actually discovered that plants are made up of cell. Are you with me? Another person amongst us actually discovered that animals are made up of cell. Another one among us now discovered that the cell has nucleus. So now the collection of these ideas, the collection of all these conclusions are what we now put into one this thing called cell theory. Called cell theory. So all non-living organisms. Now this, let's check this the theories. Are you with me? Let's check the theories here. Now, as you can see, all living things are made up of what? Of cell. All living things are made up of cell. So you should know that. So you can, every living thing on earth, any living thing at all is made up of cell. So your cat, all right, your cat, your frog, your snake, anything living, anything that has life in them is made up of cell. Then number 2, all living cells arise from pre-existing cells. So that's actually telling us that before there are cells. Before you even came into existence, there are cells. And you for example came from, let's say from these cells. Okay, let's say there's a particular cell. Now that's, let's say okay, there's a particular cell before you were giving birth to. Sure, you get, before you were giving birth to. Now those cells, now we can assume that, okay, that's where you came from. All right, that's where you came from. So now the third one, the cell is the basic unit, the basic structural and functional unit. So still the same thing we've been saying. So yeah, the cell theory timeline. All right, so here now you want to look at my guys. It's my guys. We went to school together then. I was the one even teaching some of them book then. So you get, so they're very friendly. Oh, like if you see them, very fine people. Like most of the girls in our class were crushing on them then. So you get, so okay. Now look at this one now. Robert Hooke, as you can see him, very beautiful guy. Robert Hooke. So he was the one that actually discovered the cell 1665. All right. Now Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Oh my God. Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Anton van Leeuwenhoek. So he's one that now observed living cells. Be it maybe under a microscope or something, he shall observed, living cells. Are you with me now? Robert Brown, oh my God, this one is actually is fine. Sure, don't let us say it's not fine, because people do not really, girls do not really crush on this one when we were in school then. So all right, Robert Brown actually discovered the nucleus. So now you should put it in your head immediately. You don't need to cram. Robert Robert discovered the nucleus. Who discovered the cell itself? um Hooke. Shey you get Robert Hooke. So Robert Hooke discovered the cell itself. Robert Brown discovered the nucleus. Are you with me? The nucleus. Okay, that's that. Then Anton van Leeuwenhoek observed, this living cell. Maybe beads under microscope or something. He shall observed. Now let's move. Felix Dunjandin. This one is one that discovered the water part of the cell. Is the one that made us understand that there's this water part inside the cell. So that fluid, content of that cell, it was Felix, my guy, was the one that actually discovered it. Now this fluid content that Felix actually discovered, it was Purkinje that actually named the fluid, and now call the name of this fluid protoplasm. So as we progress, if you are hearing something like protoplasm, don't be confused. Don't just be confused. Purkinje made us understand that the water parts, like the liquid parts of the cell, is what's it called? Protoplasm. Please, are you following closely? Now let's now look at these two guys. These two guys are very special to me. Actually, they are very special because we were sitting together then. So one was on my left, was on my right. The one on my left was the one that discovered that animals are made up of cell. Then the one on my right was one that I said, okay, plants too are made up of cells. So these two of my friends are my best friends, and the two of them discovered that cells, plant and animal, are made up of cells. Are you with me now? All right, plants now, are you with me? Who discovered that plants are made up of cell? That's our Skleidin, Matthias. Matthias Skleidin. Are you with me? Then that one that now discovered that animals are made of cell is Theodore Squan. Are you seeing these people? Theodore Squan. So Theodore made us understand that okay, animals are made up of cells. Then Matthias Skleidin made us understand that okay, plants are made up of cells. Are you with me? Then Carl Heinrich Brown, all right, this one proposed cell is the basic unit of life, like the definition of cell. So Carl Brown is the one that actually made us understand the meaning of cell as the basic unit of life. Then Rudolf Virchow, it was one that told us that organisms came from pre-existing cell. Imagine one guy was telling me that we came from monkey. But actually, it's true. But me, I did not come from a monkey. Oh, I said one kind. We were once like one monkey. Then from there, we developed. Then we become something like what's the evolution of this thing? But Shami, that is God that created me. Okay. Let's move. So organism came from what's pre-existing. So now a quick recap. I believe you've mastered it already, so it's time to ask questions. Who discovered the fluid content of the cell? The fluid content of the cell. 1 minute. If you can remember the fluid contents of the cell, that's Felix. Are you with me? Felix. The fluid F. Felix. The name is Felix. Then what he discovered to is F. Felix. Fluid content of the cell. Now, who named this fluid content of the cell? That's Purkinje. He named it and he called it protoplasm. Now, who discovered that animals are made up of cells? That's Squan. All right. Who now discovered that okay, plants are made up of cells? That should be what? That should be Skleidin, right? Then Who discovered the cell himself? That's Robert Hooke. Then who discovered the nucleus? Robert Brown. So those are the people you need to know. You need to know them. These are my guys. Rudolf Virchow discovered that organisms came from pre-existing cells. All right, unicellular organisms now. All right, we are in page 6 now. Unicellular organisms. Now, unicellular organisms, these are organisms that actually, they from the word uni here means one, cellular there means cell. So organisms that are made up of one cell, like one celled organisms, are called unicellular. And as you can see the examples there, the likes of euglena, paramecium, your yeast, they are one celled. So you get one celled. You can make mention of many more examples like your chlamydomonas and many more. So right, multicellular from the word multi, which means many, and cellular there, which means cell. That means organism that is made up of what? More than one cell. All right, more than one cell. Many celled organisms, they are called multicellular. And you can see the example there now. Your plant, yeah, your plant is a living organism, and it's multicellular. It's not having one cell, it's not one celled. So you should know that your plants are multicellular. Your animals, you yourself, you are an animal. All right, it's not maybe an abuse or an insult. We are actually kingdom, parts of the kingdom. Yeah, kingdom animalia, right? We are codates, phylum Chordata. Are you with me? So all right, now animals, we are animals. So animals in general, we are multicellular. Then fungus too, your kingdom fungi. All right, they are multicellular. All right, they are multicellular. Are you with me? Okay, so your plantae, your animalia, your kingdom fungi, they are multicellular, alright, and they are eukaryotic, meaning that they have true nucleus. Now, let's view some multicellular organisms under microscope. So if you go and carry a microscope and then you begin to watch, you begin to look out some cells, there's a way they would appear. So just look at how muscle cells appear here. These are your muscle appear under the microscope. Then this is how leaf cells normally appear under the microscope. Now, size of cells, we have, every cells now cannot be the same. The cell of a lizard cannot be the same size as that of a plant. The size of an ostrich egg cannot be the same as that of a mycoplasma. So a mycoplasma is our case study here, and our ostrich egg, as well as our nerve cell, ovum cell, and sperm cell. Now, cells vary in size. Just like I said earlier, the cell of a mycoplasma cannot be the same size as that of your lion. Sure, you get. So now, most cells are very small. That means they are microscopic. From the word micro, that's very tiny. Micro, very tiny. And some may be large, some may be extra large, some may be extremely large, as we have those that are like small, like that are not big, like some that are microscopic. As well, we'll still have some that would be big, and we'll still have some that will be extra big. Share you get. Now, the unit used to measure size of a cell is called our micrometer. So we have a unit. So the units, like our cell, is measured in micrometer. In physics now, we say that what's the unit of mass. Now the unit of mass is kilogram. So kilogram is the unit we use to measure the mass of a body, like the SI unit. So the SI unit of your cell here now, if they measure it now, is micrometer, micrometer. So here, one micrometer, in physics now, we are talking about micro under capacitor now, like microfarad or something. That's like, the symbol already. So yeah, that when you are talking about micro, 10 raised to minus 6, blah blah blah, like that. So okay, let's come back to biology again. That micro, this is the symbol here. 1 microfarad, that's 1 over 1000. That's 1 exponential, your minus 6 meter. So that's it. So now, smallest They would ask you this in your exam, so just expect it. They will ask you like what is the smallest cell. So your smallest cell is mycoplasma. Take note. Your smallest cell, that must be noted. Your smallest cell is mycoplasma, and the size is 0.1 micrometer. Are you with me? 0.1 micrometer. Then the largest cell is your ostrich egg. And it is what? 18 centimeter. 1 and 8. 18 centimeter. So are you with me? So if I ask you now, if anybody asks you which cell is the smallest, you should know that it's your mycoplasma, and it's ranging that's is 0.1 micrometer. 0.1 micrometer is the size. And you say the largest cell is your ostrich egg, which is 18 centimeter. Are you with me now? Size of cells in humans. Now, the smallest is the sperm cell. Which is 5 micrometer, and the largest is our ovum. Ovum cell is 120 micrometer. When your mommy will say, go and buy me 120 naira egg there. Okay, how much are they selling egg? Buy me 120 naira egg, buy me 120 naira maggi. Buy 120 naira maggi for me. Alright, so that's the size of our ovum. 120 micrometer. Please take note, that must be noted. Then longest cell, are you with me? The longest cell in your body is your nerve cell, as you can see, which is what? 1 meter. Alright, because of our time, let's just move very fast. We'd come to the end of part 1 now. Alright, let's just take few slides, but let's take it to page 20, then we call it a session. Are you with me? So now, shape of cells. So just like we said that the cell varies in size, the cell also varies in shape. Are you with me? Cell also varies in shape, like for example, your red blood cells now is like they are biconcave. They are biconcave, and the reason why red blood cells are biconcave is so that it can allow for the passage, for easy passage. You get through human capillaries, you get through human blood vessels, so that if it's not biconcave like that, it will not flow well. It will not flow well through this capillary, through this vessel. Are you with me? So, and the variation depends mainly upon the function of cells, right? And some cells like Euglena and amoeba can change their shape, but most cells have a fixed shape. For example, now human being, now you cannot see us changing our shape. No, we cannot. But coming to all these Euglena, coming to all these unicellular organisms, you can see them. They can fold. They can do anyhow they like. They can change their shape. So that's them. But not every cells. Most cells have a fixed shape. Why we have some cells, like some unicellular cells that changes their shapes. Now, human white blood cells can change their shapes to engulf the microorganisms that enter the body. That's the work. Your white blood cell would always fight, like a soldier in our body, always fight against incoming or invading microorganisms or diseases. So when they are coming, the white blood cell will do what? Swallow them. Yes, would engulf them. Sure, you get. So, and how would white blood cells do that? White blood cells will change its shape. So that's bringing us to the changing of shape we are talking about. As you can see, white blood cells can change its shape. Why? Because so that it can be able to engulf any microorganism or any invading body that want to enter our own body system. Now, nerve cells are branched to conduct impulses from one point to another. So that's why you see nerve cells will be branched, like they will be branched so that they can conduct impulses, like that they can transmit, so that there can be transmission from one end to another end. So you get there will be branches branches to ensure that there is transmission. All right, now the structure of our cell. Now, how can you see your cell is not visible to your naked eye? You have to go and use your microscope, and you cannot even use any other microscope. You have to go and make use of your electron microscope so that you can see this thing very well. Are you with me? So you can see this thing very well, so you can see it very well. You have to go and make use of your electron microscope, because if you just go and use your light microscope, there are some organelles in this cell that you will not even see, like some cells are very tiny. So the detailed structure of a cell has been studied, as you can see in that PDF. That's what they wrote under compound electroscope, microscope and electron microscope. Then some certain structures can be seen only under electron microscope. I've explained this already, and the structure of a cell is seen under an electron microscope. Is called, now we call something ultra structure. So if you view a cell under your electron microscope, then then it's professional for us to say, okay, that is the ultra structure of a cell. So the ultra, when you hear them say ultra structure of a cell, ultra structure means you've viewed that thing under your electron microscope. So you can just come and present your reports that, okay, as seen under electron microscope, this cell is like this, and I'm able to even draw the diagram out, and this is the diagram. As you can see in that PDF, can you see the difference between your compound microscope and the electron microscope? To me, look at how beautiful the electron microscope is. All right, and they have different magnification. Now you can see this one is having 20,000, 2,000 magnification. 2,000. Then the magnification of the electron microscope is Jesus. This is very much. Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, 5 times 10 raised to power 5 magnification. Wow, 500,000 magnification. Now this is animal cell, right? Animal cell. Wow, beautiful animal cell. Look at it now. As you can see them, you can see the nucleus, you can see your Golgi body, you can see your vesicle, plasma membrane, your mitochondria. So we'll look into this in the next class. Then this is your plant cell, this is your bacterial cell. These things are very simple. So we'll check in our next class. We'll check in our next class. I don't want this video to be subscribe to this channel, as I'm actually going to be dropping the part 2 very soon, probably maybe tomorrow morning or evening. I'm going to be dropping the part 2 of the cell. Are you with me? So yeah, it's going to be a wonderful one, because I'll be describing the plant cell, describing the animal cell, describing the bacterial cell. Then we try to draw them out, and yeah, call it a session. Yeah, that's it. So okay.